Hello. I hope all is well wherever you are. I'm doing good, and today's video is another music related video. Actually, this is mostly about my YouTube Music 2024 recap. Okay? You know I love music. I did one other video about, my love for music, okay? So I got my 2024 YouTube Music recap back, and I got my little laptop here so that I can see what I'm talking about and go into a couple of songs. That way I won't just be all over the place trying to think of songs. So YouTube Music told me that this year was giving the type of music very chill, blissed out, love sick, and R&B. So that was my four types of music that I was into. And then my most listened to song, my top track is, they don't have the whole thing, but it's from Andre 3000's album New Blue Sun. That night in Hawaii when I turned into something. And let me just say, like, I know I've mentioned this album before, but A New Blue Sun, like, I knew it was going to be all over my recap. Like, I knew it. I knew it because I listened to this album almost religiously this year. Going to sleep to it, when I'm sitting in silence, or when I just want to vibe. I don't necessarily want to hear any words. I go to that album or something similar. I know I've mentioned like Chantress Siva. There are a couple of other people that do like frequency music. And I never really tied that word to like a type of music you listen to, like a genre in a sense, but frequency music, like, it's such a vibe, like, and you can get lost with that kind of music. It really does help when you're, like, like I said, meditating. It goes with when you're creating art, any kind of creative outlet. It's such a vibe when you are, gardening, under the influence of gardening. It's such a vibe, like, such a vibe. And even when you are going on certain trips, frequency music, in-house music, is such a vibe. So that was my most played song. And then my top albums, again, was Andre 3000, New Blue Sun, Hymns of the Spirit, Beautiful Chorus, Free Black by the artist Black, but it's a 6 in the place of the B. And This Is Us, the score album, made it to my top albums this year. Oh, and also, Slava. Okay, so it's African. It's an African artist, and I can't quite say the name of the album, but his name is in that list. Okay, Sjava. His album got a lot of my time this year as well. And then let's see. Okay, so my top artists again were Andre 3000, Beautiful Chorus, Cleo Soul, Q Twins, and Slava. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Those are my top artists for 2024. And my top tracks, of course, they only do the top 5. 4 4 of those are from New Blue Sun. Andre 3000. So That Night in Hawaii, Gandhi, Ants to You, and 93 Till Infinity and Beyonce. And then the number 5 song is Sobo Nana by the Q Twins. They are also, I don't want to say South African, but they are African artists. I love their music. And let me tell you, was that this year or last year when I stumbled into like African R&B and cuz a lot of the these uhs and lights, because a lot of the African artists that I am stumbling upon, when you go and read their little intro thing, it does say South African a lot, but yeah. So Q Twins, I discovered them too. How did I discover them? Like, I don't even know. And I feel like, okay, let me just tell you this. So when it comes to like food, and I tell you like how picky I am about my food, and I don't need to try new foods. Like, I literally can stick to what I know I like for the rest of my life and still be very happy with what I choose to eat, right? Okay, when it comes to music, no. Like, my palette for music is ever expanding. I am open to trying out just about every genre. And I used to say except rock and metal, but I have heard like some, and I can't tell you like artist name because I don't really spend a lot of time in that genre. But I am open to experiencing just about anything in regards of music, because if it sounds good, I will engage with it. And so a lot of times I don't go to my playlist that I have created. A lot of times I do want to find new music and just continue to add to my master playlist. And so I'll just randomly do like newly released tracks. I'll just hit the shuffle all sometimes. Like, I rarely do that, but a lot of times other people put their playlists up for like the community playlist, where you could just go and find, depending on your mood, depending on who you want to listen to, what you want to listen to, what you're doing while you're listening to this kind of music or whatever. And I experience with all of that, and I find so many new artists that way. And I mean, it's incredible. Like, I love finding new music. So I'm pretty sure just in a massive shuffle, whatever that I did, that I stumbled upon new artists to add. And that's how I came in contact with African music, because they are singing in a language I don't understand, but it does sound good. Sometimes I can get a translation, sometimes I don't. Most times I don't need a translation because I'm just jamming or vibing or both, and I really don't care. And then who else? I had started listening to like Indian tribal music as well. Such a vibe. Like, it just feels so good. And like, it's the calming version, and then when you get like those drums and they get to tap in a certain way, it becomes a jam. It becomes spiritual if if you just in that mindset or whatever. So yeah, I love trying out new music. Absolutely. So I did share the link for my playlist today. And so I'm just going to go through that playlist and just a couple of songs, because this video is not going to be long. I'm already approaching how long I wanted to talk. So I'm just going to go through this playlist that I linked and just talk about some of my favorite songs. That's all. Now, and I won't go crazy. But just like some of them that I know I've listened to so much. So Sobo Nana by the Q Twins, I listen to that a whole lot. I love singing that song. The little parts that I do, it's most of the ad-libs. And then Fall in Love with You by Montel Fish. Love it. I use that song a lot on my shorts, but I love that song. Okay, you know what? I can't even go through this list because I like everything on it. Because I'm like, let me skip that one. But I do love this song. So Things Will Get Better by Cleo Soul. Anytime like I feel like I'm having a moment of just, it don't necessarily have to be about me. You know, it's just the world. And I'm not about to, go off into a rant about this. So I listen to that song when I'm just in that place of like, why is the world the way it is? And just like the state of the world today. And okay, sticking to the music. Inner Peace by Beautiful Chorus. This is such a beautiful, simple song. And I love Hymns of the Spirit, their album. And I feel like, I like what I like, but I am going to be more intentional about seeking frequency music for 2025 because it's just, it does it for me. So again, this list includes a lot of African artists because I've really been listening to a lot of their music this year. But I want to say there is another area that I want to talk about, and it's like smashed music where they take like little bits of different songs and mash them together. Mash, I should say mash. And there is one mashup. That's what it's called. There is this one particular mashup by DJ Short, and it is Something Something Maxwell and Cranes in the Sky by Solange. It's perfectly mixed. It is perfectly mixed. I love that mashup. That song gets spends a lot of time with me. A lot of time. Billie Eilish, Ocean Eyes, love it. June-tober. I'm still not quite sure if this is a duo or she sings and he plays, or I'm not quite sure who's the group behind this artist, but I love them. And I discovered June-tober on TikTok. And they just did a Christmas album. Oh my goodness. I love this artist. I love this artist. Tim's Me and You. I feel like it's me and God. But when I listen to that song, I love it. It's such a feel good song. And Sam Cooke, Bring It On Home to Me. Okay, let me tell you. I love old school. I grew up on old school. Like, okay, old school, yes. 5 stars. Even though a lot of that stuff, you got your like real love songs. You do. You really, really do. But a lot of that music is all about adultery. So Bring It On Home to Me, Sam Cooke. I know of this song. We listened to Sam Cooke. I came across, but I did not remember this particular song, Bring It On Home to Me by Sam Cooke. I was on TikTok and I just happened to stumble upon, as a matter of fact, it was a young lady on there. She does like guitar, like all those rips and stuff. And she's so gorgeous. And she was doing, I think, an Al Green song. And then I went to go, look for some Al Green because she had put me in that, onto him. And I hadn't heard him in so long. And I was like, let me just go find some of my favorite Al Green songs. So I was scrolling through TikTok, and then I see him as a younger man, and he's sitting next to this interviewer, and the interviewer asks him, how did he, because I guess one of his Al Green's big aspiration is Sam Cooke, and he was like, how did you find, what was the first song you heard by Sam Cooke? That's what he asked Al Green. He said, "Bring It On Home to Me." And the man asked him to sing a little bit of it, and oh my God, Al Green singing "Bring It On Home to Me," and it was just a little 11-second clip. And I was like, he sounds so good, and I wish he actually had his own version of the full song, but I never found it. And so I said, okay, I just gotta, get Sam Cooke's version and see if it sounds, like Al Green. And then I heard Sam Cooke's version because he's the original, and I fell in love. And I was jamming that song, okay? I was jamming it. I really, really was. This was not meant to be a 16-minute video, but that's fine. If you're still here, thank you. Chris Stapleton, I don't know if I've spoken about Chris Stapleton, but I love me some him, okay? I love me some Chris Stapleton, baby. Okay, so his latest album, what's the name of this album? I think it's White Horse, maybe. I'm not gonna click on it because I want to stay on my list that I'm talking about. Weight of Your World. I know I've talked about this song before. Okay, so that song, it really just touches me because, and you know what? A lot of my music lately that I be listening to, it do remind me of my relationship with God, even though I don't listen to like gospel. I don't listen to a lot of gospel. I got like 5 gospel songs that I do refer back to, and they all are from my childhood days living next door to my cousin Shantae, and she used to blast Kurt Franklin, God's Property, all the time. So they're like 3 or 4 songs from that specific album that I still listen to today. And also there was another one, it was like a collection CD. It was red and yellow, and it was like wow gospel. I think it was like 1990s or something like that. And there are a couple of songs on there, like 2, that I still listen to today. And I was just singing last night. What was I singing? It was Donnie. Speak to my heart, Holy Spirit. And I forgot the name of the song, but it came to me last night. I was saying a little bit of it, but yeah, Shantae. It's all Shantae. Those are the few gospel songs that I got under my my gospel playlist. It's cause of her. Yeah, and that's it. But like I was saying, there are also like songs outside of the gospel genre that I find myself listening to, and it has me thinking about, God in a very beautiful sense. And as a matter of fact, there's another one which is just the beginning. It is "You Bring Me Joy" by Anita Baker. The beginning of the song, "You bring me joy when I'm feeling down." And the beginning of that, it's just it all it does is just puts me in a place of, gratitude for all of the spiritual guidance that I have in my life. Like it's just, I ain't gonna go there, but yeah. Darling, darling, darling by Beautiful Chorus. I really, really, I love that song. I do. Ryan Adams. I discovered Ryan Adams on one of those TV series. I don't know if it's Tree Hill. I don't know if it was, but it could have been Tree Hill, I think. One Tree Hill, I'm sorry. But Wonderwall by Ryan Adams, it spends a lot of time with me. I'm not really, it's not really a love song or like a very positive song. I think it's one of my like love sick songs. Um, Love sick. I'm trying to see how I feel about that word. I mean, I know you have songs of heartbreak, and I am a very big fan of heartbreak songs. Um, Thankful that I'm not living it, but I do love a good heartbreak song. So I do listen to them like I listen to anything else. I don't just seek sad music because I'm sad. I listen to sad music even when I'm not. Hey, Maxwell, he just sounds so. It's like his music is like a warm blanket on a cozy night with a cup of hot tea by the window as you're watching the sunset and the trees move in the breeze. It's just so some of his stuff. Okay, some of his stuff because he do jam out too. But these particular songs that I'm talking about right now is Submerge, Till We Become the Sun. I love his love songs too. And some of his like making love songs, they're not really, they are like mellow smooth. Something mellow smooth. Oh my gosh. Ooh. I think I'm gonna do a series with this. I did say that last time. I need to do a music series because I'm so passionate about music and about the stuff that I listen to. And yeah. So comes to light, Jill Sky. I love still to this day. I still love me some Jill Sky. That is her music is everything to me. Everything. And then we have Patti LaBelle, Love You, Need You, Want You. That's actually my mama jam. And I don't know if I told you the story behind Love You, Need You, Want You by Patti LaBelle, but I actually stumbled upon this song. I don't remember listening to this song growing up, but I stumbled upon this song on another list. Because another thing I do is if I'm jamming to one song and I do want to hear something similar, I do make a radio out of that song. So another old school song probably happened and I made a radio of it. I stumbled upon Love You, Need You, Want You by Patti LaBelle. And I was like, dang, I don't remember ever listening to the song, but it sounds good. So I kept it around. I added to my like list. I added it to my old school playlist. And so cool. So one day, me and mama, we were leaving the park from watching the sunset. And we was coming home and that song came on in the car. And she was just like, oh my gosh, I haven't heard this in so long. I used to love this song. And she went to singing, and she was feeling it. She was feeling it. And it made me happy. And so that was cool. And then like she went and added it to her list. And she was just reintroduced to something that she just forgot about. I love moments like that. Charlotte Day Wilson, I know I've mentioned her. I love her. Griffin House, Her, Comfortable by Her is my favorite song of hers. And Damaged. My cousin Raven introduced me to that song, Damaged, a while ago. I am not going to try to say her name, but it's Michelle. Her last name starts with an N, Degeocello. I love her music. I discovered her, honestly, I think it was from one of the movies. It either had to be, was it How Stella Got Her Groove Back or Love and Basketball? And I probably wasn't really introduced through those two films, but I know her songs are in both of those films. So, yeah. Anyway, her Outside Your Door. Jam. Okay, jam. I already talked about Cleo Soul. Von Goo. This artist has Inner Universe, which is on my recap list. I can't recall it, so it must be a fairly new person. And I really enjoyed that song if it made the list. Ben Howard, Promise. He is another person that I probably discovered from one of those movies that I've watched. But I love that song though. Anthony Hamilton, Her Heart is so beautiful. Willow, 9 with SZA. I still don't know like what about that song just oof. But I love that song. Serafina, her album, I think it's Love and Harmony. It's a frequency music. That whole album is chef's kiss. I'm coming. John Mayer, Gravity. Yes. Ray LaMontagne. Hey, don't come for me. Such a simple thing is so simply beautiful. Oh my gosh. But I love his music. I have quite a few songs by him in my library. Janae Aiko, I actually, and this is Living Room Flow. I don't feel like I listened to her as much this year. I have some reasons why. She does feel good music, but yeah. It's like I'm just kind of catching on to, and I would say more so like women, the music in R&B, just singing about, being mistreated and being cheated on and forgiving and struggle love. It just doesn't, it don't hit. It just does not hit anymore. So I just find myself distancing myself from a lot of that stuff. It just doesn't hit anymore. It's just not a bad thing. It happens. Okay, so there's Kima. I Love Myself. I believe I found this artist on TikTok. Madison McFerrin. Try. Some good stuff on this list. Okay. I could talk about this forever. Can He Do It? Ready for the World. That's an old R&B group. I love Ready for the World. I really do. And they, I love their, I call it sexy music. I call it Let's Make Love. I love music that do talk about certain intimacies. Am I saying that right? I think. But I love that kind of music too. And when it comes to singing about love, I do want to hear music about like genuine love of self, of others. I just find myself wanting to get away from, the songs that are about being mistreated. And it's so crazy because when it comes to some genres, the stuff sounds so good. But when you actually read the lyrics, they are so toxic and negative. And it's like, how could, and it's like they make that stuff sound so sweet. Like The Weeknd, I love the Weeknd trilogy album. And I honestly didn't listen to it for the lyrics. It was just his voice, the instrumentals. It just created a peaceful vibe. But when you go back and listen to the lyrics with those songs on that album, which trilogy, it looks like it was 3 albums put together for his first studio produced album. And toxic craziness. Like it's just like, and so it just makes you can't quite relate to the song as much when you were just blissfully ignorant to what the actual message was. And so yeah. And like a lot of our old school, like a lot of that old school, Marvin Gaye and who else was like frequent? Barry White, Teddy P, Regina King, Oletta, Patty, like all of those old school, like Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, all of them. They all Betty Wright. Who else? Millie Jackson, like all of them, like they all of y'all singing about cheating, cheating on each other. And I remember I read this comment. There was a lady, she was listening to an old school song, but she was comprehending the lyrics and was just like, what? And if you think about it, the stuff that we were listening to, like growing up, let me just tell you this last story before I let you go. And I don't even know if I told this story before, but I remember I was in Walmart with my mama, and I went on the aisle behind her. I feel like we were in the card aisle, looking for a card for a particular occasion. And I went on the other side to look at some of the other cars on the other side, and I had my iPod Classic, the big rectangular heavy one, and I was listening to Woman to Woman by, I want to say Shirley Brown, I think. I was singing out loud. And you know what that song about? She calling another woman, trying to check another woman about her boyfriend that's also seeing her. But woman to woman, I don't think you know how much I'll do to keep him. I was singing that out loud at the Walmart in my younger days. I'm talking about my minor days, probably between the ages of 10 and 12. And she stopped me. This other lady in the aisle, she stopped me because I was looking at cards and singing out loud and minding my business, mind you. And I happened to turn around and she was looking at me like, and I'm like, yes. And she was like, what do you know about that song? And I was like, I'm just singing a song. Like and a lot of that stuff it's all about cheating, and bad behavior. And I just don't want to sing about that. I don't want to listen to nothing about that. And so now, these days, when I do listen to music, the first thing I do is pull up the lyrics. That's the first thing I do. I don't want to be in there just for the vibes, and my brain is still, well, you know what? When you are listening to stuff just for the vibes, even though it has words, are you still subconsciously absorbing it? I don't know. That's a whole nother thing. But 33 minutes. This is probably my longest video. But it's all right. See you next time.